asks, at League of Legends, what do you think of the current state of stealth, and what would you like to see in the future?
Oh gosh,
this is a little bit closer to your heart.
July 2016, by the way.
I love stealth as a game mechanic. I think it is not as cool as it could be in our camera angle, right? Like if you could sneak up behind people, that would be a little more natural to me. That being said, there's a lot of great things we do with it and could do with it. The primary challenges we face, I think,
you don't even
are,
have to be stealth for that.
a few things. The first is that there's a really so stealth is cool because you can create ambiguity about your position. But it is most powerful to use stealth when you already have ambiguity about your position. And so we see most champions with stealth ending up in the jungle. And stealth is basically just used as a way to bypass enemy opportunities for counterplay, like putting down wards. And so we have to make new kinds of wards that are just a little bit more special, right, and have some drawbacks that you then do. And so the whole game is just reproduced, but with a different kind of ward. That's lame. I want the stealth experience to be really fundamentally different in a lot of ways. So I would love in the long run to get more stealth, see more opportunities for stealth that are really not great junglers, but better laners. You see this with Twitch, who I think his mid game is really exciting. Where do you go and roam and try to get picks? And his late game is obviously like really.
I'm pretty sure stealth was not necessarily meant to avoid enemies warding or whatever. It's more about avoiding the enemies of, you know, preparing for an engage. You know, any non-stealth champion, if they run it, you're gonna say, okay, here, he's coming in, right? Here we go. But like, that's exactly what stealth avoids. Just surprise effect. It gets even worse, dude.
Really fun to play and really tense to play against. Second thing is that stealth just like really doesn't work that well at the tactical level because we have these things like pink wards that are like great at stopping stealth strategically. Like pink wards are balanced around, I decided where this was going to be and predicted where that champion was going to come. When Vayne presses her R and you just drop a pink ward, well, there was no ambiguity about where Vayne was going to be stealthing. You didn't really make.
You just see her and you point and click.
It's just this discipline.
But like, dude, ask any stealth player before the stealth bullshit changes, okay? Ask any stealth player. I happen to be one of them. And to me it was so... what is the word? Satisfying. It was so satisfying being able to play around that enemy pink ward, be it if it was already placed somewhere in a bush or wherever on the map, or be it if one enemy had one ready in their item slot. And I would predict or, you know, prepare for them to put it somewhere and play around that. That was just, oh, like those moments make you want to fucking orgasm. That's like, does this guy even play stealth for him to talk that way about stealth players? Oh yeah, Vayne, you put a pink ward and then you just point and click. Yeah, sure. But also a lot of stealth mechanics come with more than just stealth. Shaker blink, Vayne tumble with, you know, extra on the damage. Same for Shaker on the damage. Rengar with you know, with the jump. It's not just about the stealth. The stealth wins you some time, or it might just be enough to trick the enemy, or, you know, when it's engage wise to, you know, for a surprise effect. Like, oh, you're gonna put a pink ward, but is it really that simple? Where do you put that pink ward? When do you put it? Like, the strategic element. You remember what we talked about that SavHD post about runes and stuff. This is another thing, the strategic element. Does he really think this current stealth system is more strategically superior than the previous stealth system? Because it's definitely fucking not. If anything, it's less of that. It's more dull. It's less strategic. It
test
gets
of, like,
worse.
can I keep this inventory spot open, and this reaction test of, like, can I press it down fast? Not very exciting. So I would love it if open, and this reaction test of, like, can I press it down fast? Not very exciting. So I would love it if, I don't know if it's going to happen, but if we had maybe like stealth and invisibility or something like that as well, so that we could have now new forms of counterplay, right? Imagine if you hit Vayne with a skill shot or some damage, she's like briefly revealed, right? Even if just her position. Like, I would really be excited about.
You know, I don't even mind. You know, that's a good idea. I don't even mind. Okay, yeah, the problem is a lot of abilities already do that. You know, a lot of abilities, first of all, reveal stealth, Lee Sin, etc., Caitlyn, and some of the newest champions, Kai'Sa, and so on. But I'm fine with the idea of, oh, yeah, also a lot of abilities give you a kind of feedback when you hit a champion, even when they're stealth, as far as I know. You know, a lot of skill shots will cut short when you hit somebody. Or they might make a noise, like the Ari spell, I believe, makes noise even if she hits stealth people. The Ezreal blink. Those already are good, you know, good ways of identifying where the stealth champion is. So that was already in a way in the game. But I don't mind if there was, you know, just shimmering stuff if it was more balanced. I talked about that to a Rioter, and they say they might do some of that. You know, they just went for the simplest way of just making so that any damage you receive while being stealth is gonna make you shimmer for the enemies be, you know, kind of visible but not targetable. But that's just bullshit, because there is so much passive damage in the game. Cinderhulk, delayed minion hits, dot effects like rat buff, skirmisher, etc. And being revealed by that, it's just not nice. You know, it's, as a stealth player, if anything, that's a pain in the ass. When you try to juke them, when you try to engage them, and they're just randomly, you know, revealing you with Cinderhulk damage, which they have no credit whatsoever. They didn't see you come in. Just a bullshit Cinderhulk, as if it's not broken enough with the passive damage, is gonna is gonna fuck up the entire engage plan from the stealth character. I mean, yeah, you could say don't be stupid enough and go wrong, you know, go into the Cinderhulk play or whatever. But it's not just that, right? A lot of random damage can come in, and being revealed by that is, first of all, bullshit. But sure, make it so that if you actually as a player manage to hit a stealth champion by your abilities, then yeah, that should make them shimmer. But everything else about the stealth system is bullshit. Is, oh yeah, there should be stealth and invincibility, is bullshit. Not having pink wards proper counter to stealths is bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
Mystic shotting or dropping a tormented soil on her. Third thing is, stealth is really tragically painful for new players to play against often. We haven't done a great job of making stealth super intuitive.
This is the most retarded shit ever, okay? This whole, oh, but new players, man, yeah, okay, now we made this game so much more new player friendly, now we made it so much more noob friendly. Are people actually playing the game yet? Are people actually coming to, you know, are new players actually coming to League? I'm gonna put my money on, I highly doped it. I'm gonna press that button, highly doped. Highly doping that League is actually in any way attracting any kind of new players. If anything, these changes make old League players that love the game the way it is even quit as well. So you're not just failing on the attempt of attracting new players with this bullshit, but you're also getting rid of your long ass player base, of your old ass, what do you say it, you know, most dedicated player base, right? Your most loyal player base. So stupid. Oh yeah, it's third point, it's, you know, for new players. Shut the fuck up. New players will always have something like, oh my god, dude. If I go into a fucking game, Fortnite, always gonna be the example because I suck at that game. I'm not gonna complain about, oh, this is so unfair because I'm bad at it. Oh no, this is frustrating. Those are the rules of the game. As a new player, I'm gonna have to adapt to that and learn it. And if people wanna pick up on League, then they should at least have a little bit of of that mentality, a little bit of that motivation where they say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna have to really improve in this aspect of the game. If they suck at the stealth game, then they need to improve on that. Let the players figure that out for themselves. Why do you have to say, yeah, we have to make the game easier for them? Shut the fuck up, dude.
In our game, and I think we need more ways for newer players to come in contact with stealth in ways that aren't incredibly life-threatening to them, where they can...
Incredibly life-threatening to them? What, are they gonna kill themselves if they get killed in the game by Evelyn or Shaker? Are they gonna say, hey, my life is pointless, guys, suicide is the solution? Like, what does this even mean? Are you really telling me, like, this is the issue, dude. If a new player came to a game and was already so good at it, sure, being good at a game is fun, winning is fun, but what kind of motivation would a new player have to actually play a different game if they had no certain way of achievements, no goals set in the game, no, you know, nothing that they could really say, hey, I gotta improve in this. If they don't have any of that sense in the game, why would they even play it? If everything was easy enough for them to just instantly pick it up, why would they even care to play it if there's no room for improvement for them? Of course new players are gonna be bad at the game. That's, oh my god, dude, that's the nature of things. You can't just, dude, this is...
to come in contact with stealth in ways that aren't incredibly life-threatening to them, where they can learn to deal with it in a way that is less binary than like, wow, that person completely annihilated me, or that stealth did nothing. So I could imagine.
And we're not talking about crazy ass no scope mechanics skill or whatever. We're talking about buying a fucking 150 or 100 gold item in the shop, pressing a button, a hotkey or whatever, and clicking on the map to put that ward. That's all we're talking about. You're telling me, like, dude, how brain dead do these people think players are? Be it new player or whatever. How brain dead do these people think they are? Like, seriously, dude. This is not even funny. It's again, the writer that I talked about this issue, he literally says, yeah, pink ward, you know, a lot of players can't adapt to the mechanics of putting a pink ward. Can you believe that? That's literally what he said. Players don't know, players find it too difficult to put a pink ward down. The mechanics of a pink ward is too difficult. That's literally what he said. No comment. He also pointed out how there's like players, you know, I'm like, if people really spend a lot of, you know, invest a lot of time into the game, they're eventually gonna learn it, right? And then he talks about how there's people that are gold 5 stocks since season 1 till now. And dude, like, sorry, but there's, you know, there's probably kind of disease terms for these, but, or syndromes or whatever, where a learning deficit or whatever. Pretty sure things like that exist. For myself, it's about remembering names. Kind of have a learning deficit on that. I don't, whatever. My father lives in Germany for way longer than me, and he still can't talk German. Okay, like, there's people that just can't learn stuff either because they are not motivated enough for it. Even if they play about the game, even if they spend tons of time in it, they're probably just not. They're probably doing something wrong, or maybe they're just. It's just maybe, like, I don't know how to call it without sounding disrespectful, but maybe they just. Maybe that's not the right thing for them. Maybe it's just not meant to be for them. I don't know. But if you spend years of playing a game actually and don't improve, or maybe it's because those people don't want to improve. Maybe they're just playing ARAMs the whole time. Maybe they play the game but they don't really try to improve on the right aspects or whatever it is. It could be anything, right? So what? Are you gonna say, oh, this poor guy is gold 5 since season 1. Let's cut him a slack and let's get him let's push him to diamond so that he buys more skins? Like, why would that be my concern as a game dev, as a player, as whatever? If a player can't climb or improve, that's kind of his problem, isn't it? But again, you know, money-driven company, probably for any company, they're gonna try to milk it out. Give those people that fail to achieve something in the game, give them a sense of achievement so that they're satisfied enough to more money, you know, more skins. Like that's what I'm getting from this. But
They pitch
whatever.
like stealth starting items that like stealth you in very confined ways. That means that like any new player of the game would come across it, but it's not this kind of stealth where the person's popping up next to you and killing you.
Yeah, so I already have my next two picked out because they kind of follow in a
Do it,
line
do it.
here. But this next one is about from Xylo Ninavi, and this is kind of a follow up from a comment that Hairlash made. Follow up on the stealth mechanic. Would an assassin support champion ever be possible?
Certainly. I think that
Certainly
support
T, by the
stealth
way,
could be
because he said
really
certainly, yeah,
interesting.
because
I've
that's
actually
what, his
pitched
name.
like sort of like Evelyn-like champions who can use their body to get vision and to hunt. Things we would, I think, really.
Oh, they're saying Mike. I think you've shaken the mic away from you.
Things we would really need to resolve are like, what is that support doing with that stealth that fills the desires of a support player? In particular, like scouting or watching, like it ends up not feeling that valuable because you could have just dropped a like yellow trinket there, and so I don't know. It's always competing with 75 gold to use a slightly older anachronistic cost. Second is what are the opportunities there, right? Who is this? Oftentimes, like stealth is associated with like hunting, stalking, and so I think exploring things like, is this, I don't know, a thief who robs you and takes things, right? We don't like to do I literally took things from you, but we could reimagine that. Is this a really like a playful like spirit that is constantly whisking themselves in and out of your visibility and playing with you? There's just so much to explore.
Yeah, I think.
Where's the part about the
Damage
item
is, like,
slot?
briefly revealed, right? It's really tragically painful for new players to play against dogs that aren't incredibly life-threatening to them.
Okay, I guess I kind of missed that part. He talks about item slots, right? Where pink ward is just it's not fun. You have to talk, you have to think about I gotta have item slot free for a pink ward. Yeah, like everyone has 6 item slots. Item slots should be in consideration when it comes to itemization. Obviously. Like you can't just get 8 long swords in your item slot. You gotta update. You gotta upgrade them to get free space in your item slot so that maybe you can get new items in there, consumables or whatever. Of course, you're gonna have to make sure you have a free item slot. But I get it. Late game, you're gonna have full build. You can't have a free item slot for a pink ward. But we did have, since the trinket upgrades at least, we did have trinkets. Yellow trinket you could upgrade into a pink ward. So you could put a pink ward, every 3 minutes or so. And you had the red trinket that you could upgrade, and then it would be like the old oracle. Old oracle was so that you had it permanently, and you would have true sight. Seeing stealth people till you died, and you would lose it. But it was pretty expensive, so it was kind of right. But no, the trinket was actually a good idea that you could activate it, and then you could have true sight for a while. Pretty fair, right? But no, now the fucking bullshit trinket is gonna disable every fucking vision. It's gonna disable every trap. Oh wait, no, it doesn't disable every trap. As far as I know, it only disables shaker boxes, or used to disable, and then Riot thought it's better to not disable the boxes, but instantly trigger them. Fun fact, that's actually worse than disabling the boxes. Because now the boxes get like activated really long range, far away from you. Not only do you not get feared by them, but they're just gonna not even attack you and be rendered useless before you engage, or like while you're engaging, right? Great, nice. really nice. But yeah, it's funny because the trinkets does that only for shaker boxes. As far as I know, there's tons of traps in the game, but only shakers boxes are being handled that way. Isn't that funny? And now you can also get the trinket at level 1. Before you had to be level 9 to upgrade it, now it's level 1. These guys fucking hate shaker, dude. AP shaker to be more specifically. They hate AP shaker. I swear. What a fucking joke.